Upbeat, thoughtful intro music fades out. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a really complex emotion, one that almost all of us have felt at some point: jealousy. We've all heard the saying, they're only jealous because they care. But is that really true? Is that pang of jealousy you feel when your partner talks to someone else a sign of deep, passionate love? Or is it something else entirely a reflection of our own insecurities and fears? It's a huge question, and the line between love and insecurity can get incredibly blurry. So let's unpack it together. Is jealousy the ultimate proof of love, or is it a red flag we shouldn't ignore? Stick around, because we're about to explore the roots of jealousy, how it shows up in our relationships, and what it truly says about how we feel. First, let's get on the same page. What exactly is jealousy? At its core, jealousy is a complex emotional cocktail. It's a mix of fear, suspicion, anger, and humiliation. It typically pops up when we perceive a threat to something we value, most often a relationship. You might feel it when your partner laughs a little too hard at someone else's joke, or when they spend time with a friend you don't know well. The common narrative, especially in movies and romantic novels, often paints jealousy as a sign of passionate love. The idea is that if you weren't afraid of losing someone, it must mean you don't care that much about them. This perspective suggests that a little bit of jealousy can even be healthy, acting as a spice that keeps the relationship exciting and reminds both partners not to take each other for granted. And to be fair, in small, manageable doses, a fleeting moment of jealousy might just be a quick emotional signal that you really value your partner and the connection you share. It's a little reminder of what's at stake. But this is where we have to be really careful. When we start looking at jealousy as proof of love, we can easily wander down a dangerous path. The problem is that jealousy isn't really about the other person. It's almost always about us. It's rooted in our own fears and insecurities. Think about it: the fear of not being good enough, the fear of being replaced, the fear of abandonment. These are deep-seated anxieties that often have very little to do with our partner's actual behavior. When we feel jealous, we're essentially saying, "I'm afraid I'm not worthy of your love, and I'm scared you'll find someone better." This is where jealousy stops being a romantic gesture and starts becoming a symptom of insecurity. It's not about loving someone so much you can't bear to lose them. It's about fearing you're not enough to make them stay. That's a crucial distinction. Love, in its healthiest form, is built on trust and security. It thrives when both people feel confident in their connection and free to be themselves. So, when does jealousy cross the line from a fleeting feeling into a major problem? The biggest red flag is control. If jealousy starts manifesting as controlling behaviors, we've entered toxic territory. This can look like checking your partner's phone, demanding to know where they are at all times, dictating who they can and can't see, or getting angry when they have a life outside of the relationship. These actions aren't born from love. They are born from a desperate need to manage fear by controlling the other person. Healthy love encourages growth and freedom. It doesn't put someone in a cage. When a partner uses the excuse, "I'm just doing this because I love you so much," what they're often really saying is, "My insecurity is so overwhelming that I need to control you to feel safe." This kind of behavior erodes trust, the very foundation of a healthy relationship. It creates a cycle of suspicion and resentment, where one person feels suffocated and the other is constantly consumed by anxiety. It's a recipe for disaster, and it's the polar opposite of what true, supportive love looks like. Love is about building each other up, not locking each other down. Let's also consider the difference between jealousy and protectiveness. Being protective is about wanting to keep your partner safe from genuine harm. It's about standing up for them and supporting them. For example, if someone is being disrespectful to your partner, feeling a protective urge to step in is natural and can be a sign of care. Jealousy, on the other hand, is often about a perceived threat that isn't real. It's driven by imagination and what-if scenarios. Protectiveness says, "I have your back." Jealousy says, "I don't trust you," or "I don't trust myself." It's important to learn to tell these two feelings apart. Ask yourself, is there a real, tangible threat here? Or am I reacting to my own internal fears and anxieties? This self-awareness is key. Recognizing that your jealousy is stemming from your own insecurity, rather than your partner's actions, is the first and most powerful step toward managing it in a healthy way. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about empowering yourself to understand the root cause of your feelings. So, if you're the one feeling jealous, what can you do? First, acknowledge the feeling without judgment. It's okay to feel what you feel, but instead of letting it spiral, get curious. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of right now? Is this fear based on evidence, or is it an old wound being triggered? Often, our jealous reactions are tied to past experiences like a previous betrayal or feelings of inadequacy from childhood. Building your self-esteem is one of the most effective long-term solutions. When you feel secure and confident in who you are, you're less likely to see others as a threat. Invest in your own hobbies, friendships, and goals. The more you build a life that you love, the less your happiness will depend on another person's validation. And most importantly, communicate. Talk to your partner about your feelings, but do it from a place of vulnerability, not accusation. Instead of saying, "Why were you talking to them?" try something like, "I'm feeling a little insecure today, and I could use some reassurance." This opens the door for connection, not conflict. Now, what if you're on the receiving end of jealousy? It can be incredibly draining and confusing. Your first job is to set boundaries. It is not okay for your partner to control your life, check your messages, or isolate you from friends and family. You need to communicate clearly that while you understand they are feeling insecure, their behavior is not acceptable and is damaging the trust between you. reassurance can help, but it's not a call. Ultimately, coming back to our original question, is jealousy a sign of love or insecurity? I think the answer is clear. While a fleeting twinge of it might signal that we care, chronic, controlling jealousy is almost always a sign of deep-seated insecurity. True love is not about possession. It's about admiration, trust, and partnership. It's about wanting what's best for the other person, which includes their freedom to have their own life, friends, and experiences. Love should feel like a safe harbor, not a storm of suspicion. It's about to secure individuals choosing to build a life together, celebrating each other's strengths and supporting each other's growth. Healthy love allows you to breathe. It doesn't suffocate you. So, the next time you feel that green-eyed monster creeping in, or you see it in a partner, take a step back. Instead of seeing it as a declaration of love, recognize it for what it often is, a cry for help from a place of fear. And that requires a response of compassion and boundary setting, not romanticization. A relationship that thrives is one built on trust, not fear. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive today. These conversations can be tough, but they're so important for building healthier, happier relationships. What are your thoughts on jealousy? Have you ever struggled with it, or been with a jealous partner? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Learn from each other. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future discussions. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you in the next video.